If you've tried to sell your property and it did not sell, even in a hot seller's market, then stick around as I break down some of the reasons it may not have sold. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. But first, quick disclaimer, this video is not intended to solicit anybody who's already under contract with a brokerage. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I can hear it now. You're saying, Sean, what the heck? My agent, they said it's a hot seller's market. I can ask any price. There's going to be a buyer for it. We saw all the other properties in the neighborhood going in a day or two, just like that. Let's break down why your house didn't sell in a hot seller's market. Starting off with number one is you chose the wrong agent. And many of these other following points are going to stem from this. So think back of how did you choose your agent? Was it the lowest commission? They told you the highest price they could get you compared to what other agents were telling you? Maybe they got you all excited because they were telling you exactly what you wanted to hear. Or maybe you chose someone in the neighborhood where you see their face and signage everywhere. The biggest and most well-known agents aren't necessarily the best. Second point, bad photos, or worse yet, no photos. It is absolutely insane that in 2021, there are still some agents out there who take cell phone photos or no photos of a property. Not only that, is by not having a virtual tour with floor plans, the ability to walk through virtually through the home click by click, and by having no videos featuring the property, you are bypassing a lot of buyers. Think of it this way. Buyers are scrolling through homes online just as if they're on Instagram or Facebook. They're just scrolling through, waiting for something that catches their eye, something to stop them dead track in their scroll that's going to catch their attention. And if your property isn't catching anyone's attention, they're going to bypass it completely. And speaking of photos, staging is still very important. What is going to cause a buyer to stop and make the decision to come and see it in person? It has to look presentable. It's been proven time and time again, a staged home will sell for more than a home that isn't staged. At the very bare minimum, a deep clean, a decluttering, and removing any personal items from the home is an absolute must. Yes, it's work, but it has to be done. Buyers walking into your home, they see the beautiful family portraits, wedding photos. Subconsciously, buyers think they're trespassing into a home and they think they're taking something away from a well-deserving family. When it's looking show ready, it's clean, it's staged, they're walking into it like it's a model home and they can start to envision themselves living in that space. That's part of the psychology behind staging. Not only to make those photos and videos stand out that much more than the competition. Next is repairs. It could be something as simple as a nail pop in the drywall, maybe a leaky faucet, or to something major. If you don't want to do those repairs to get your home show ready, then the price absolutely must reflect that. Next would be strong odors, whether it's cooking, animal, smoking, maybe it's too much air freshener. Those can all be deterrents to home buyers. Nothing will turn away a buyer more quickly than a strong odor. This is where a third party is very important because we all become accustomed to what our house smells like. We don't even realize it even has a smell. So by having a third party come in to give you a true, honest opinion of how your house smells is very important. Next up is not listening to feedback or taking it too personally. Yes, you have a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in the property, a lot of emotions involved. We understand that. However, at the end of the day, emotions aside, this is a business transaction. So by listening to feedback, you can adjust or change anything necessary to ensure that your property gets sold. Saving the best for last, the absolute biggest reason a house does not sell, even in a hot seller's market, is the home is simply overpriced. We understand that no one wants to feel like their house is overpriced. When we talk about market value, it means what a buyer is willing to pay and what a seller is willing to accept. Nothing else matters. Doesn't matter what I say, what another agent has told you, or what the neighbors are telling you. The buyers are cutting the check. It's up to the seller to determine if it's acceptable or not. But the longer the house sits on the market, the further away it's going to sell from the asking price. The motivated, qualified, ready to buy buyers, they show up early. They're there day 1, day 2, day 3, viewing the property and submitting an offer. The bargain hunters are going to show up late. So think of it this way. If you have two, all things considered, very comparable homes in the same neighborhood, one is priced here, one is priced here. Where do you think buyers are going to be drawn to? They want the best value. Sure, you'll get showings at the higher price, but that's only to convince themselves they're getting the better value on the lower priced property. They're going to get more showings, they're going to have more competition, and they're going to be in a multiple offer situation. So the question you have to ask yourself is, do you want to sell your house Or are you trying to sell your neighbor's house? And a quick side note, if you have a number that you absolutely must hit in order to sell your home, and when taking a look at the comparables, you know your price is here, comparable prices here, this may be an unpopular opinion, but don't put your house on the market. And if someone's saying, well, let's just try it out and see what happens, you're only setting yourself up for disaster. Because when we see a property that's been on and off the market, back and forth, buyers also have access to this information, and we say, this seller's probably not too serious, and we move on to another home. The GTA has the benefit that it's nearly impossible to underprice a property with the right strategy, of course. One thing to remember is pricing low is a marketing strategy. But think of it this way, would you rather have 5 offers to work with or no offers to work with? The more offers you have, the more emotions involved from buyers, the more they're going to bring the price up closer to what you expect. And you may be very surprised, sitting at a higher price than what is expected. That is the number one mistake that a home seller could make, even in a hot seller's market. To recap everything, there's absolutely no guarantee that a house will sell, and no one can make that guarantee. However, with the right strategy and the right team representing you in the sale of your home, then absolutely you have way better chances than just throwing it out to the wind and waiting to see what happens. So if you're ready to get started and work with a team that will take care of everything for you, then go ahead and contact me today to set up your confidential meeting and see if we are a right fit for each other. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this video of value. Like, subscribe, and share with anyone who may be interested in learning some tips on why their house didn't sell in a hot seller's market.